That better? Are we good? Sound? Okay, good. Okay, sorry everybody. It's been a morning, honestly. I was trying to get everything done, and then my husband wanted help with something, and I was gonna put the walking foot on the machine, and it wasn't cooperating to go on. It's very finicky. Ugh, ugh. However, let's let everybody get in here. Here, I'll pop this down a little bit and show you what I'm gonna do here. So far, that's why I wanted to put the quilting foot on because I tacked this down already. I just thought I'll do a quilt as you go. I mean, I still can. It just won't be quite as even as it could be, but it'll be fine. It's not like this is super thick and bulky or anything like that. It should be okay. And I'm gonna do. I think I cut this at 2 inches. I didn't really measure particularly. It's an all K name chat. Yes, Katie and Kathy and Kim and me. So if I do these ones at 3/4, I'll put a black on this side, black on that side, and sort of work it outwards. That's kind of what I was aiming for. It's going to be sort of figure it out as I go. So here, let's go back up to me for a sec. Now, here, this is kind of an old shirt, but the reason I'm showing you this is because this is what my children call me. And Mojo, I'm not sure how that came about, but our son has called me Mojo for years. And sometimes he calls me Mum with the U, like he has an English accent, but it's Mojo a lot of the time. And my daughter, who is 27, calls me Mama. Still calls me Mama. And Ma is every now and again. But yes, 25 years ago today, we almost had a Valentine baby. So the aforementioned son, he's 25 today. How that happened, I have no idea. I think I've told you guys before, he's the brewer. So we're going to have dinner at the brewery today. He's not actually working at that location. He's at the main one today. But he's going to meet us back for dinner with my mom and dad and my father-in-law. So that's the birthday plan. The kids have got a house to move into. The daughter and her best friend have been living in a basement suite for a few years. The house is owned by the friend's aunt, so it's kind of a good deal all around. But they want to get out of there now, and they've all got the top half of a house to rent, and there's room for all three of them. So son is moving out of here, probably partly on the weekend. Monday is the family day holiday in Canada, so he doesn't have to work, and neither does the daughter because the clinic's closed. So they're probably going to try and move, but it's also supposed to rain on Monday, so I don't know how much stuff he's going to be able to put under his tonneau cover in his truck because it'll just get wet. Like, he probably shouldn't move his bed. I mean, the tonneau cover helps, but the rain still kind of comes down the sides, and not that they have to go too far, but I mean, they're still within the city, but I don't know. I guess if it's just drippy, it shouldn't be that bad. Anyway, let's put this back down. I'm going to do a little sewing. Okay, so I'm relatively square. I mean, I didn't measure. I'm just eyeballing this for 90 degrees on the batting. Looks good to me. It's only a mug rug. Now, black. There. I'm just going to trim off some of the extra because we don't need that. I got as far as cutting the strips up, and then I had to do 10,000 other things yesterday, and I never got the walking foot on, and I'm a little disarray, and I did charge the mics, but obviously I had a brain fart and didn't put it on because I was distracted by other things. Husband. So, oi. Oh, hi, Gladys. Thanks for joining us. Not just K's anymore, then. Okay. Might have to scoot that over out of the way a little bit. Move the scissors. All right, let's see what happens here. I've got pink thread in the top of the machine and the cream that I originally had before in the bottom. I'll give you a look at the wall behind me shortly and you'll see what I was working on. Okay, where are we at here? I want to get right on the batting. I'm going to use this extra backing as the binding eventually. I'll trim it down to size. I usually go 1 inch around and then just fold it over twice and it makes perfectly good binding. Okay. Yeah, that's moving along smoothly enough. I think we'll be okay. Oh, I never even look at that. I didn't plug the iron in either. Oh. Okay, just a sec. Let me get this sewn here. Okay. After I've got all of the fabric sewn on, I'm just going to go around the very edge of the batting just to secure it all before I actually trim it up. I'll probably just sew it from the back because I can see the binding better like from the back than I can from overage on the front. So that's fine. It's not hard to do. Okay, there's that one. Let's plug in the iron. Excuse me a moment. So what's everybody up to for Valentine's Day? Ours, like usual, is low key because most of the time in the last 25 years, we have been dealing with stuff for our son's birthday and not Valentine's Day. So hubby and I are going to have a nice dinner together tomorrow at home. And a few weeks ago, when I made the dog bandanas, I got a comment on the video to please take photos of the dogs with the bandanas on, which I did yesterday after they got back from the groomers. Hi, Jess. So blessed by Jess. Nope, no plans. I think a lot of people don't really get into it too much. It's so commercially and everything. And my sister and a bunch of her friends are going out together. They're doing a Valentine's thing because their husbands are all. But my sister has also told her husband, in no certain terms, do not buy me flowers. They're too dang expensive right now. Like the stores just jack everything up at Valentine's Day, right? So, but yeah, I mean, once we had our baby on the 13th, we got out of the Valentine's Day habit almost right away and sort of never really got it back, which is fine. I don't know if you heard me say, Jess, but today is our son's 25th birthday. If I remember later, I'll try to take a picture of the brewery before we go in, but it's also supposed to be pouring rain later on, and I might just want to get inside. So if you don't see anything, that's why. And yesterday I phoned the brewery because I wanted to see if it was okay if we brought in a cake. Because knowing Sunshine, he wouldn't say anything. And of course he didn't. because I phoned up and I talked to somebody that, I don't know, one of the girls at the front desk that answered the phone. And I said, hi, I'm Kyle's mom. And, oh, hi. And I said, I don't suppose he's let you know that he's 25 tomorrow. And she's like, no, he didn't. So she was very interested to know that. So I checked and yeah, sure, no problem. We'll bring in a cake. We'll put it in the back of the kitchen. Yeah, it's all good. We'll give you plates and forks and everything. Excellent. So we're just going to get a little small cake because it's only like 7 of us and you can have a little sliver. It's fine. And I have candles that are a 2 and a 5, so we'll use those. Hi, Joy. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Okay, back just a touch. Boop. I set out in my description box of this, which I might have to change now, that I was going to maybe just save this in my gifting stash, but I might change my mind and give it to the next door neighbors. They were very sweet and gave us cookies at Christmas. They just moved in last summer after our other neighbor of 20 odd years moved away. And I haven't had anything to give them till now because I was going to give them some of our homemade sausage, but we hadn't taken any out of the freezer and whatever. But now we did, so I can. So I'll take them that and I'll give them this for Valentine's Day. I'll do that tomorrow since it's relatively quiet. Okay, so far so good. I like it. Now we'll put red on. I think I'm only going to need a little bit of the pink print to get to the edge. I can't remember when I did the previous Valentine thing. A year ago? 2024 maybe? No, 2024 I think. I've had a few views of things lately. My Valentine projects. One I did, it was actually like a runner, a small runner for top of a bookshelf. I made it for myself and I went across this way. I did that one, Quilt As You Go. I think that was in 2024. And I did make an applique one, a mug rug, that I gave my friend. So I've had a few views of that. I think that was in 2023. Eventually, someday, I might actually make a Valentine quilt. As I accumulate fabric. I actually have a pretty good fabric stash. I probably could make like, I don't know, a small throw right now, depending on the blocks I make, of course. I'll think on about it. We'll see. I think pressing down with my finger is working out okay so far, but I will press this with the iron after I do this one. So tomorrow, for Valentine's Day, I will put a post up with the pictures of Ferris and Henry in their bandanas. What size is the mug rug? Hold on, Joy. I sort of make them vaguely 6 inches by 9 inches ish. But this one, I think this one's actually bigger. I did measure it when I cut it, but that was a while back. Hang on. One sec. My threads. Hold on. Let's warm that up. Make sure it's going. Okay. Just a sec. I got a ruler right here. That I think is big enough, maybe. What we got here? Okay, yep, we got, it is not quite 10. 10 and 7/8. And this way is, or sorry, what did I say? 9 and 7/8. Yes, 9 and 7/8, pardon me. And this one is this way, 8. It was a piece of batting I had that I just had to straighten up a bit, and it was kind of close enough. That's why I used it. You're welcome, Joy. No problem. When I first started making mug rugs, I found that that rule of thumb was sort of 6 inches by 9 inches, but I've made loads of them over the years, and I don't think I've made one exactly the same size like ever. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, yeah, I think we'll be fine. Let me give it a quick press though. So far, so good. There. And I just need a little bit of pink to cover the end, and we'll be all good. Easy project. All right. I want to show you something else too that I will be working on later today, because I know of a few of my stitching friends that stitch, like, I guess you could call it holiday stitching. Hi Jane, thanks for joining us. How you doing? Thank you, Joy. Yeah, I have quite a good Valentine stash now. What was I talking about? I don't remember. More coffee. Right, cross stitch. Sorry. So, for example, today being the 13th, I'm going to stitch a little bit on a small Halloween project I have on the go. You will see it as much as I have got done in the last little while at the end of the month when I do my floss tube video. It's a little small project called Favorite Brew. It's an Erlenmeyer flask of what looks like orange potion sitting on top of 2 books, like spells and charms and stuff. So I'll show you that in a second. Let's get this done with first of all. So I stitched on it on the 13th of January. Did a little bit, and I'll stitch on it today, do a little bit. And same with the 25th. Although I'm going to keep going on that for a while because I want to work on it a bit more before I show you. And that one is Yippee-ki-yay. So I might stitch it on the 25th of March and then put that one in the March floss tube video. Joy says, I'll be working on St. Pat's Easter this week. The days fly by for sure. Mug rugs, placemats, bowl cozies, along with every size. Yep. Sounds good, Joy. Good to get ahead. I think I've got enough St. Patrick's Day stuff. The boys have bandanas. I'll double check just in case, because I've been sort of making some for Henry to catch up because Ferris already had his. But I'll double check because I think I made him one last year. In which case they're ready to go. And we always have a little bit of a nod to St. Patrick's Day because one set of my great-grandparents came to Canada from Belfast. So I have a small amount of legitimate Irishness. And my birthday is the 19th of March as well. So close enough. I think for 2 weeks from now, I'm going to try to make a cat bed for my son's cat for when because he is moving out at some point over the next couple weeks he's going to be moved out. So I have to refresh my memory because I made a cat bed a few years ago for our daughter's cat, and then it was our friend Joe that did it originally. That the light dawned finally. I was like, I don't know how to do this, and then I watched Joe's video a few years ago. Went, aha! So, but it was a while back, and I got to remember. So, but that's probably what I'll do next time. I'm going to take a bunch of my little scraps here and there and just chop them up really small. And I have a bag of that stuffing, poofy, whatever you call it, like for stuffing ornaments or whatnot. I've had a bag of that for ages. It owes me nothing. I could use that to stuff the cat bed. It'll be fine. Although Maylise really likes laying on the 3 Costco dog beds downstairs. So I did sort of bug the son that, hey, you're going to have to go to Costco and buy her a dog bed. Oh, hey, Mona. Thanks for coming in and joining us. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. One more piece. Might be short and sweet today. What time are we at? Look at that, 8:51. Not too bad, though. I usually don't try to keep you all for too long in the morning because I know everybody has stuff to do. Okay. That's all right. Yeah, the back's going a little bit wavy because of tension, but it's not that bad. My next sewing machine is going to have an integrated walking foot. Usually I put it on and then I quilt a bunch of stuff all at the same time, just because it's a pain to get on and off. They could give you like the smallest possible screw for attaching it, for starters. Like, really. So, yeah. It is not feeding perfectly evenly, but it's only a short distance. It's fine. Oh, hello, Brenda. I'm glad that I have people joining me this morning. It's always nice to chat to my friends. It looks pretty good, actually. The stitches aren't goofed up. The tension looks fine. I think it'll be okay. Looks good to me. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. That's cream, not white, but whatever. You can't really tell. What I might do is a couple of stitches across this way as well, and then the pink will show up more. We'll see. I'll think about it. It's pretty well quilted, though, because I don't have these very wide. So that's basically how it's going to be. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Jane. And Joy says, it's my pleasure to be here with you and chat. Wonderful, Joy. Thank you. I do appreciate that. So there we go. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut off the extra. But basically, I can see enough of where the batting is on the back that I can just go around and do an edge stitch just to secure the edges. That will not be a big deal at all. So let me give it a good pressing. So this pink, hang on, I'm going to show you one of them. I just got it. It doesn't matter because the binding is going to come over it, but I just missed a little bit of the edge of the batting. You can see it right there. I didn't quite have this pink one far enough. Hi, Wanda. Hi from Michigan. Hi back from BC. I live near Vancouver. Out in the Fraser Valley by 100 kilometers-ish. I think that's 60 odd miles, 65 maybe, I never remember. So, there we go. Now, let me get that out of the way for just right this second. And I'm gonna put the camera up for a sec. And you will know why I had cream thread before. Here, I'll scoot out of the way. Can you guys see that? The color is terrible. But I'm making chevron. This is one of the Quilters Challenge projects, so you get a sneak peek now. But I'm not going to explain it that much. All will be revealed in April, because that's when that uploads. The first challenge I already did, that uploads at the beginning of March, so everybody pay attention on the 6th, I believe it is. That one is going to be April 10th, I think, because we're going to wait till after Easter to all upload our videos, like schedule them. I think they're supposed to be scheduled for the 10th. And then my challenge that I'm issuing to all the rest of the participants and subsequently to all of you is going to be on the 1st of May. So I pretty much know what I want to do. I just have to draw it out and decide. But I want to knock most of this out first before I do that. Yeah, Wanda, right? You're correct. Chevrons are pretty and easy. I mean, other than the tedium of making a bunch of half square triangles, that is. The quilt board behind you is looking very interesting. The design wall, you mean? That's a flannel sheet that my husband staple gunned to the wall. And no, from 2 weeks ago, no, I did not finish any more Friendship Stars. Too much going on right now. I have all the other pieces sitting aside, ready for me to sew them together into another Friendship Star, but I have not done it. Now, speaking of cat bed, I actually got the fabric out. To remind myself. Voila. Loads of it. You remember I made that stocking for the cat at Christmas? Yeah, tons of this. More than enough to make her a cat bed. She's not a huge cat by any means. I haven't even figured out my size parameters, but I did a big one for my daughter's cat because he's a big guy. But Maylise is, I mean, you've seen pictures of her. She's domestic short hair Persian. There's definitely pardon me, Siamese. There's loads of Siamese in her because she chirps like mad. But she's normal cat size. So I'm idly thinking, I don't know, 18, 20 inches maybe by 12, 14. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Joy says cute cat fabric. Yeah, I bought that ages ago. Because I made my daughter's friend a bag. Yesterday I bought a bolt of fleece for $20 at Ollie's. Can be used for design wall? Wanda says, yes, probably. I mean, I do have these pinned on here for security purposes, but often I just stick whatever on there and it just clings because it's just an old flannel sheet. You know what I mean? Like it has some texture, so that's why the fabric will just stick to it. I just use pins for security purposes. But yeah, you could do that. You could put it on the back of a door, I guess, like whatever you got room for, really. I know I'm not looking at the camera because I'm looking at chat and that's over here. So I sorry, but I have to set up kind of I only have so much room and I have to make do with what I got. So if I'm not looking at the camera, that's why, because I'm checking chat as well and it's right there and the camera's right there. So but at least YouTube recognized the dang webcam today, unlike last time. Whatever. But when I set the live up, I plugged in the webcam. So it found it, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. Oh, I think it's going to be a long day today. Uh, hey, Joe. Joe's just come from her live. I was just talking to you about you, Joe, because I was talking about making a cat bed. That I have to refresh my memory for. So I have to go watch my video that I did because I watched your video and figured out how to do it. I think that's actually how I found Joe's channel. I think. Mona's going to a replay next. Yeah, I'm probably going to go and look in too because I didn't have any time to look at anything else this morning. I don't think you're going to even tell that that's dark purple. It's grunge, by the way, too. All the fabric's grunge. All will be explained when the video comes out. And it's kind of hard to tell in here just because of color being what it is and whatnot. I sort of have a blue theme going on. You see those wall hangings over there in the corner? That little orca one I did myself. I bought that laser cut applique orca in Alaska and the fabric, and I just made it. The bluish is like seawater kind of, and the fabric around it is just a dark fabric. I'm not unplugging the webcam because then it's going to just disappear. So, and the other one, my friend made me that for Christmas, and she just bought up. I booked her a cruise in Alaska a couple years ago, and she bought that panel and some fabric for borders, and she just did some quilting lines on it herself. So there's kind of a blue theme going on. I mean, even the friendship stars are blue. But I'm not leaving them in here. I'll probably give those away. And over here, whoops, if you can really see that well. I go a little bit closer. Can you see it looks like kind of like two wolves howling at the moon, sort of? Can you guys see that? That's what it's supposed to represent. My aunt gave us that for when we got married. So that's 30 years ago, almost 31. And that is moose hair art from northern Alberta. So someone has taken moose hair and dyed it white and made it all fluffy and made these little mooses, made these little little wolves. It's really cute. And they have really fluffy tails. But it's got sort of a blue theme going on. So next month, March, those of you who are my stitchy friends or who kind of know what I'm talking about, my friend Nicola Simply a Stitcher. Her theme is monochrome March, and I bought a vintage sewing machine pattern from Stitching Jewels Design. And I am going to stitch it in a dark blue floss, like a dark royal blue. And it's going to hang in here eventually. I'm going to make a wall hanging out of it. And there's another blue too, as we scan past the window and my supplies. Up there, and if you can really read it in the darkness, my sister made me that sign. It says, God found some of the loudest women and made them hockey mums. Because that son of ours that is 25 years old today played 9 seasons of minor hockey when he was a kid. Oh, neighbors are chatting. Jane says, ooh, dark blue for a monochrome sounds good. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm using 796. I think that's what I decided to go with. Jane knows what I'm talking about because she follows Nicola. I will show you all eventually, though. It's going to take a while to stitch, though. It's got, oh, shoot, 30-something thousand stitches, I think. I got the fabric ready to go. I just have to get it started. I had 16 count left, a piece that was big enough, so I'm going with 16 count. Jewel's pattern gives you design size based upon different counts. And I was looking at the 16 count size, and it's approximately the same design size as Winter Queen is, approximately. And I thought that was a good size. So, and I'm doing the chart that's the whole machine, like the machine on the stand. She does have one that's just the old sewing machine, like the vintage Singer. The reason for that, although I was halfway tempted to give it to my sister, the stitching, but she has the actual machine that was our great grandmother's. So she can keep the actual machine. It doesn't work anymore, obviously, because it's like 100 and something years old. But she has it. She puts flowers on it and stuff. It looks really cute in the living room. So I'm going to stitch one for me. Joy says, happy birthday to your son. And so does Kathy. Jane says, I have some 796 for Haid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought dark blue would be good. It's not the same blue as whatever else is in here, but there isn't one singular blue that's working. So I just went with blue. It is what it is. I have one of the Christmas ornaments from Monochrome Stitch Art. It's another one. Christmas ornament number 1. It has a stream going through it. It's really cute. I have to get some 18 count for that because it's big. And I think I'm going to stitch that with 3799, not black. I bought I don't know when I'm going to do it though, a chart called Passing. It's an hourglass. That's from Monochrome Stitch Art too. And it's like a young couple at the top of the hourglass, and then it goes down to the bottom, and then it's like an older couple, and the old man has the cane. So when somebody I know has a momentous anniversary coming up, unfortunately, my mom and dad's is 60th this May, but there's no way I'm doing 60,000 stitches and getting it framed and all that by then. It ain't gonna happen. Oh, and yesterday, Stitching Jewels put up a monochrome Bernese Mountain Dog. Oh my God. I'm so getting that next week. It's like $8 US. I'm like, oh, Jules, I don't need another chart. Oh, but you put up a Bernese Mountain Dog. I have to do it. That I will stitch with black when I get to it. obviously. I mean, black is their main color. You know how you have to list them for their dog license and all that? They're listed as black, tan, and white. And yesterday they went to the groomers. Now they're all fluffy and pretty and smell nice. Okay, well, I guess that was a little short today, gang. I thought that might take longer, but a small project. 2 weeks from now, you see me struggle with a cat bed. I'll figure it out. The last one I did, I got it. I think I remember how to do it. I just got to watch my video again. So, all right, put my scrap away. So, what do you guys think? Should I do some more quilting lines across this with pink or not? I mean, some of these strips were cut 2-inch, and some were cut 1 3/4. So that none of them are that big. So I think it's good enough. Other than going around the edge of it, and then the batting will be like, or the binding will be like this, like, right, like that, kinda. I mean, tidy, obviously, but that's how I do it. Jane would go around the edge. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's fine with the quilting lines I have, but definitely go around the edge just for security purposes. Before I trim all my little bits off and trim down, because I want to trim down the extra to be like 1 inch past the batting. That's generally how I do cheater binding, I guess you could call it. That's how I make coasters too. 1 inch, because then you can fold it in half and then, like, it just works out good. I figured that out from fiddling and messing things up before, that 1 inch is pretty good. Yeah, thanks, Joy. You're right. Yeah, I think so. Thanks for the opinions, everybody. I wasn't sure what y'all thought, but I think it's good. If I had done my strips wider, then maybe I would have been more inclined to go across it a couple times, but I think it'll be okay. All right. Well, I'll get it finished up at some point today and give it to the neighbors tomorrow, because we're home doing. Although hubby and I might go out tomorrow and get our passport photos done. It might be a good day for it when everyone else is busy doing other stuff. We'll see. There's a UPS store not too far away, and apparently they do it there. And it's like $12 or something. Not that bad. So, I think that's going to be it. What are we at now? 9:13. Yes. So, thank you once again, everybody, for joining me, like usual. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. And I will see you in 2 weeks on the 27th. Yes, the 27th. Okay? I will see you all around everybody else's lives and all around YouTube too. But for now, mwah. Bye, everybody.